Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Um, I just wanted to thank the brother for coming here, and I was really touched by your story. Um, my question has to do with a lot of things that go on in Hollywood, as far as we hear stories about people who, literally sell their souls to the devil. We hear stories about a lot that goes on with the elite and people in Hollywood who practice the Luciferian type of religion, worshiping Satan, or devil worship, and different types of satanic practices. And that a lot of we hear stories and rumors that a lot of artists now today are expected to engage in that in order to to achieve their fame or to get a record deal. And I just wanted to ask you if you've noticed any of that in being in Hollywood and in the music industry. Did you ever come across that? And also, do you know of any particular artists, you don't have to name them, that have come across this and because of that entered into Islam? Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Of course, being involved in the music industry, there's so much corruption in this music industry, and there's so many things that happen behind the scenes that is very wild when it actually comes to light. And this is why you have people like Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyya, one of the scholars of the past. He said that music is the Quran of the devil. And this is why you see that most of the people that come from the music industry, in fact, they actually do some of the worst sins, and they actually become some of the worst people that ever walked the face of this earth, from starting off with good manners, but once they enter to the music industry, I seen it personally and witnessed it, they always turn to another person that they didn't even expect. And yes, I know some people personally, I won't mention their name, and we asked a lot to guide them to Islam. It's a very, very famous rap group that sold maybe 30-40 million records worldwide. They used to actually be engagement and talking to devils, jinns, and worshiping the shaitan. And they told me stories how they used to be aided by the shayateen, and they was aided by the jinns and aided by the devils. So you have this in the music industry. You have verses where Snoop Dogg, for example, may Allah guide him to Islam, he had a song where he actually was having a conversation with the devil. And in the middle of this song, he actually said that he sold his soul to the devil. So you have a corruption that happens in the music industry that's very different than any other entertainment. And this is why you see some of them always have some bad endings if Allah don't guide them. And this is why the scholars say about the people in the music industry is that it's only from the mercy of Allah that they will actually make it from that industry. It's a very corrupt industry. And I'm going to end it with a story about your question that happened when I first accepted the religion Islam. It was a lady. She was friends of my cousins and the wife of my cousin. And when my cousin accepted Islam and his wife accepted Islam, she came to the house and she said that I practice every religion except for Islam. She said before, the last religion that I practiced was a religion called Wicca or something like that, where they sell their soul to the devil. And she said this is a woman who never heard of jinns. This is a woman who never heard of the unseen. Wicca, thank you. She said that she used to be in conversation with the jinns, the devils, the ghosts that some people might call it. And she said to the point that the jinn would come carry her, and she would be able to see certain things that her friends was doing, and she would call her friends, and she would tell them about, I seen you do this last night, and they would be very shocked. And then she said she was dating someone from the Dog Pound, which is a crew that used to hang with Snoop Dogg. And she said when the jinn came to us, and we hear these stories from Islam, that they would come and they would give you pieces, they would break you off slowly but surely, and they pretend that they will help you and they will aid you, but eventually they want you to do some immoral things. She said at the end, the shaitan or the jinn who was helping her came to her and said, we need you to have one more thing. When you do this last thing, we're going to put you on a whole nother level, for example. And just to mention what she said, not to go into details, they asked her to do something that was very, very immoral with not only the Dog Pound, with Snoop Dogg, but the whole crew. And she said ever since that day, she walked away and she stopped dealing with this religion because of the thing that it asked her to do at the end. And she started to investigate Islam. When she heard about the unseen, that Muslims believe in the jinns, and when she read about stuff describing the jinns and describing the shaitan, she knew instantly that this is who she was dealing with. So you have this in this industry, and it's a very corrupt industry, and this is why it's very important that the Muslims, we should stay away from that.